Registration for the 24 Hours of Riverside is now open. But before you sign up, the organizers would like to remind you exactly of what you are purchasing. Your entry fee guarantees you one numbered plate that you will zip tie to your bike crookedly, 12 hours of believing you are an athlete, followed by 12 hours of believing you are dying, and the exclusive opportunity to navigate Devil's Down descent in pitch black darkness using a battery that is running out of hope. By signing your waiver, you agree to the following terms. You will question your marriage at 3 a.m. You will tell your teammates you are feeling great when you actually want to weep. You will eat a cold hot dog at dawn and believe it is the finest meal ever prepared. We provide the dirt. You provide the suffering. The 24 Hours of Riverside. We built the course. You just have to survive it. Sign up today or stay at home and sleep like a sensible person. 24hoursofriverside.com. 24hoursofriverside.com. It is 2 a.m. Spokane is asleep. My wife is asleep. Even the dog gave up on me an hour ago. I'm currently staring at a bottom bracket that refuses to cooperate. My hands are covered in grease. My patience is at 0. Most sane people would go to bed. But the bike isn't going to build itself. This is the Thomas Hammer shift. Deep, flavorful, roasted right here in town. It's not just coffee. It's hydraulic fluid for humans. Okay, let's try that bolt one more time. Thomas Hammer Coffee Roasters, the official fuel of the Packfiller podcast. Get the Packfiller blend online or at the shop because dream bikes aren't built on herbal tea. All right, gentlemen, are you ready? Mm-hmm. Are you ready for the sample? Here we go. That didn't work.
I think that one sucks.
Oh, look, another cycling podcast. Just what the world needed. Grab your overpriced espresso and let's talk about your FTP. We're the Packfillers, the back of the line. Not here to win, just here for the snark. Now shut up and pedal!
That's the intro. That's the new intro. Huh. What? No, Paul's not saying anything. He's just...
I don't know. It'll probably catch on. I don't think it's offensive, but it's just like,
no,
it's not
shut up
grabbing
and
me.
pedal.
People who run in groups will like it.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I enjoy it. I do, actually.
Totally not the expectation. I worked all day on this. Ladies and gentlemen, the crossroads at Wevelgem shattered the pack while Flanders is waiting to break every back. The pros push 450 watts just for a tease. I pushed 350 and ruined my knees. There we are. Welcome to episode 521 of the longest-standing podcast in the sport of cycling. This is the Packfiller Cycling Podcast. Think of us as a post-ride beer with several friends and one asshole. I'm potentially that asshole, and the odds are down yet again. I have a little... In our introduction, I'll talk about why one of them is not only not here, but he's lucky to be in this country. International incident time, everybody. Let's see who's with us tonight with Big Barn Prologue question. That's right, Big Barn Brewing, brought to us by our friends over there. Do us a favor, next time you're in Green Bluff, stop by and be sure to tell them the Packfiller sent you. They would love to know that we're sending thirsty bike riders who appreciate quality over garbage. The Prologue tonight in honor of David Wapel's recent oops. Did you guys hear this one? David Wapel's in New Zealand rented an RV, a diesel RV.
Yeah.
Rented a diesel RV, everybody. Accidentally, on his way home, back to the airport, back to return the RV, what did he do? He put unleaded fuel in a diesel vehicle. So my question tonight is, gentlemen, what mechanical failure that you recall pulling and knew better about beforehand? What is a big mechanical, oh shit, oops, what did I just do? And you figured it out after you knew you shouldn't have done that in the first place. You got one, Paul? I've been kind of rambling. You've never done anything wrong your entire life.
Well, I have to think. I mean, since I was 14, I've been driving on farms.
Well, it doesn't have to be cars. You know, it doesn't have to be anything like that.
Bikes, even.
Bikes, even electrical. Obviously not electrical. Freaking electrician.
I'll hide that as an inspector. Yeah. Oh, I do. Well,
he's got one.
No, I've got an incident.
Well, then
electrical.
Okay, you could do that. You can something you've observed or something.
No,
like that,
it's something I did, but it's something that happens. It shouldn't happen.
He is entering his Holy Week, and the rest of us are just participants. Everybody, Mr. Paul Main, how are you, man?
Doing well.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, Do you always not wear glasses? Do you always
I don't.
come with
When on the
glasses?
show, no.
I don't know why. I'm looking at you right now,
Yeah.
and you look different. Did you get your hair cut or something?
I did get my hair cut.
That's it.
There
That
it
was
is.
it.
I don't know how you made glasses or haircut.
I was just like, something looks fucking weird. I mean it in a good way.
Sure. I don't wear glasses when I ride. I don't wear.
You don't.
No.
I know that. And that has always made me curious as to how you're still able to
40
maintain
years.
sight.
Although there was a period for about 2-3 years I had my Rudy projects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they went out of fashion, I said, no, I don't like any others. I'm done.
Paul, what is a mechanical failure that you were a part of?
Well, this is there's many incidents when you're drilling through like a top plate when you're trying to fish wire and stuff like that. But this is, a lot of people do that, drill through a roof accidentally, blah, there's tons of them. But my biggest one was after I made, a successful drill through this condo, this big long condo, where the attic access goes to several units.
Okay.
And I drilled because we're trying to fish some wires down this wall, and I had to go across several units up in the attic. And back then we didn't have battery-operated drills to do that work. We had a cord drill, and it's called a hole hog, and it's a big, heavy piece of equipment. And then it's an 1.25 inch or 1.8 inch ship augers, like big chips.
Oh, wow.
And you drill through a top plate. So I'm carrying this across the attic. And my journeyman at the time, I was like third-year apprentice, says, whatever you do, don't step on because you step on the sheetrock, don't punch through the ceiling. I go, ha, very funny. And I'm following my steps on the insulation where I can trace back. And right when I stuck my foot down, there was a vent pipe it's like 1.5 inch vent pipe for ABS for plumbing venting.
Oh, shit.
And it kicked my heel out, and I just like snap kicked and hit the ceiling of this condo, not the one we're working on.
Oh, God.
And it just goes kaboom. And like a 4x4 section just dumped right in this kitchen.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was bad. Very bad.
Shit, fuck. That
so
sucks.
then I got to go back and scoop up all the insulation and then temporarily put plastic
patch
up,
or
and
something.
then I had to come back and patch it and stuff. But nobody occupied that one.
Oh,
that was
I was going to
blessing.
say the owners
That's
weren't
fine.
there?
Yeah,
There
yeah.
were no owners.
No, it was for sale. So I had to do it quick when I got back.
Oh, thank God. Because I was waiting for, some ladies in there whipping up a batch of mac and cheese or something like that, and there's all of a sudden sheetrock all over her in her place like that. Oh, my God.
Oh,
that
it was right on
sexist.
top of
that was sexist. I didn't mean it was always a woman in the kitchen. I mean, I'm the one in my kitchen. Look at me explaining myself.
People cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're okay.
I just went with a woman first, and I'm going to get in trouble.
Well, because your line of thought is who cares if it falls on a guy?
Yeah.
We're here to protect the women, or we always want to do that. Women first. Women first.
There,
And so
nicely done. Nicely done. Next off, he is in Vegas mode, baby. Mr. Jackson Bulger.
Yeah, exciting.
How are you, man?
Good.
Oh, God. This is going to be a hell of a trip for you.
I know. I'm really excited. My brother-in-law turned 21 yesterday, and we're all going there this next week. So, really exciting.
How many days?
We're going to go the 6th through the 9th.
Okay.
So, get back on the 9th.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. I have only ever been to Vegas one time, and that's when I was like pretty
You
young.
were really
I was
young.
like 10.
Yeah.
So, I think I'll get a different experience out of it this time.
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
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 God, I even remember that trip. Jackson, do you recall a time that you've done something mechanically wrong and maybe knew about it beforehand?
I will be honest with you. I might have a bit of a lame answer. I'm kind of a look everything up, be pretty thorough about it.
This
so I
is
don't
a guy
mess.
who grew up in the time of the internet where you can do that. I get it.
Well, yeah,
I get
and
it.
I for some reason have this thought of like, I can't like break what I have because I only have one of them.
Okay.
So I'm pretty careful.
So you've never had anything go awry like that?
No,
That's
if
a good record.
If I don't know how to
Just
do
like-
it, I'll just give it to the people that do know how to do it.
Oh shit, I don't know where you got that from because that's a good trait. That is a good trait to not get all I can do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. Snap.
Yeah,
Oop,
I know.
shit, I did it. Yeah, exactly. All right, I'll give it. Me, I'm in Lewiston mode, and I will talk about that here in a bit. I have done several, but of those brake things, I have cross-wired electrical equipment many times. Not like home electrical, but like sound equipment and stuff like that.
That's
speakers.
very bad for that stuff.
Yeah, I've popped a lot of speakers in my days. And one that I do recall lately was one I actually willingly did. I knew there was about a 99% chance I was going to break it. And that was when my Roomba decided to think that it could vacuum up dog shit.
Oh, God.
And it was not a solid dog shit. And so we came down the next morning, and of course the Roomba just kept going. And so, our house looked like some sort of a
Finger paint.
Yeah, exactly.
With poo.
Yeah, and it was all over and it had dried. And the Roomba is just in the far corner, just like living in shame, praying for death. And so I basically gave it to it. I gave it a justified suicide. I took it out back. I took it apart, and it was so horribly disgusting that I hit it with a hose. I was just like, I'm going to just rinse this thing off and see what happens. And of course, I just fried the battery.
Yeah.
And Roombas are not cheap. Roombas are not cheap
no.
at all. And I just went, let's just see what happens. And I switched it over, turned it on, and nothing ever happened again. So it just went straight to the garbage. That was one I just was like, fuck it.
I've seen, after you told me that story, I've seen some on YouTube.
Yeah.
It just, you see, and because they have like a Ring camera.
Yeah.
And you just watching, just going all over this white carpet. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
And the dog's like freaking out. What the heck?
The new ones do detect that a lot better. Like they have, first of all, they have cameras on them now, believe it or not. And then second of all, they're really good at, I guess they call it obstacle detection or something like that. Thank God, because it was horrible.
They need a sniffer.
Yeah, it's something, because it was a disgusting thing. Let's get to a podcast. Gentlemen, how's everybody's cycling life going? How are we doing? How are we on target? Are we feeling good? Are we ready to rock? Race season is coming in about 3 weeks.
Less than that.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Paul and I rode this last Saturday.
Yeah.
You were kind of taking it easy.
I was.
You had something on Sunday.
Yep.
But that was really good. We did a route that I hadn't ever done before, and I really enjoyed it.
Where'd you go? Kind of keep it
Valley.
brief. Oh, okay.
Yeah, went up
Bad
down
way.
the trail to Liberty Lake, up over
over the back?
Climb on the backside to Palouse Highway, and then in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I felt good. I think my weights and weekly training is paying off right now. We've been kind of practicing, some race scenarios. We did a little bit of that on Saturday too, and it's I don't know. It's fun to have new teammates. It's fun to go out and ride new areas. So things are going well, and I'm feeling pretty good.
Is there a ample amount of proverbial dick measuring that's happening on the rides these days
I
at
don't
all,
think
or is
so.
it
I
all
think
pretty?
I think everybody basically had their agenda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sam just can't pull back on the reins.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah. Since he was racing the next day.
Yeah.
David hung back anytime I got dropped. He came back and rode. I didn't go hard up hills because I knew I hadn't been riding all that often.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to be around 62 miles, so I wanted to have some gas in the tank, so.
Good thinking.
And I've ridden those hills out there.
Yeah.
So I knew what to expect. But
how you feeling?
I've got a ways to go. I
Yeah.
mean, if it was right after, like when I was down at the desert, that'd be fine. But I've gained like 4 pounds already since I got back because I'm not riding on a daily basis and stuff. So, but I think that's going to change now. I mean, had a little events that kind of lost my mojo.
Yeah.
With Flanders.
Sure.
So
absolutely.
Yep.
All right, I'll get to it. I raced my first. Paul, it is a Fondo. I will say it is a Fondo that I raced this weekend. There was a podium. There was a post-race podium, but I didn't arrive in time to see it. Haven of the South was this weekend. 85 miles and just over 6,000 feet of climbing. By the way, for those of us now with head units on all of our bikes, if you are a race director and you say 6,000 feet of climbing, and if I'm looking at my head unit and when it gets to 6,000 feet of climbing, I don't expect any more, God damn it, There were 200 feet more of climbing, and that just, I wanted to throw my bike at someone at that point in time because, God damn it, you promised. And it stopped before 85, which was weird. You come around this corner, and I have a little grudge with the guy who passed me right when we went around this corner because I didn't know it was the finish. And he just went, shoo, and then he's looking at me, and I'm going, what the hell are you looking at? And he was sprinting. And so but you finish at like 82, and then you have to ride back to where you started. And so I guess that makes it 85. So there was that. I went full diesel mode, kind of in that same mentality that you rode this weekend, Paul, to kind of just going, okay, keep your powder dry. Don't do anything stupid. Don't, go all Sam on it. And Sam had a great weekend, by the way. Sam rode really well. He was the fastest of all the Arrive guys, and there were a shit ton of Arrive guys. Yeah. Both the Felks were there. Josiah, me, Sam, David. Who am I forgetting?
That's everyone.
That's 6. That's a lot for our group. So I kept powder dry for the first kind of third. And then on that first pretty substantial climb, I let not everybody, but I kind of settled into a group that I knew was going to be good. And rollers and gravel, I started to really kind of come alive. In the winds, I started to feel really good, taking my poles and catching groups and stuff like that. And we came around this dirt road onto a corner for a steep pitch, and I got out of the saddle, and I was like, I'm feeling good, but that's it. That's, those 2 guys are going to be the guys I want to be with for the rest of the day. And I accelerated pretty hard, and it felt like there was no pressure on the pedals because there was no pressure on the pedals. I broke my chain, and I'm going to open this up for ridicule here shortly because it was the chain that came with the bike, and the bike is. Well, when did we do Belgian waffle, Jackson?
So it is 6 years old.
Yeah.
Almost 6 years old. Might be 5.
So it's a 5.5-year-old chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a gravel bike, which takes a lot of abuse and a lot of dirt. And Paul's just looking at me like, I told you so, fuckhead. And that's true. And so I pulled over to the side of the road, and fortunately, being the old school guy I am, I had a chain breaker with me, and just started going to work on it, and it took me about a good 8 or 9 minutes to change it, which kind of cracked me up. Number 1, because I was shaking from the adrenaline so much. Number 2, because my bike, I didn't, when it's laying on its side, it's such a weird way to work on a chain. And number 3, I had to constantly look up and say, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. No, I'm good. No, I'm good to everybody who passed and was asking if I needed a quick link or if I needed something like that.
I know how you could have solved that problem.
What?
Go in the gravel and write, fuck off. Right? So when they see it, no one's going to say anything. You just write it in the gravel.
Like a European road, just like, fuck off.
Oh, yeah.
Right before it.
No one's going to bother you. Whoa, okay.
It was so nice. I mean, so many people are so nice and willing to help, because God knows if I wouldn't have got the chain back together, I'd have been walking for at least 20 miles. But no, I got it back together and then hopped back on and did the best I could. Rode kind of a basically a 2.5-3 hour interval after that, and finished pretty well. I did notice that my fueling was off a little bit, and I always have made fun of people for this fueling thing and the anal retentive nature. They're like, I got to have 1,000 milligrams of this and 4.8 grams of this per hour and blah 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 blah. They're right. Those people are right. You find out exactly what your body needs and you do it. And I have found out that I do need more sodium because after a while I stopped drinking because I had to pee so badly. And when you've got to pee, you don't want to drink anymore. And so of the probably 5 bottles I should have drank, I think I drank 2.5 to 3. So I ran out of some juice at the end. I was still okay, but I didn't have the zip in my legs. So that's that was that. It was a really good event. Run well. It's a fondo, so you got to stop at intersections and stuff like that, or bump through it if there's nobody coming. The gravel's beautiful. It was all gravel roads. There were no single track sections like the fucking race in Montana had or something like that. And
you're still better.
Yeah. To throw in like 4 miles of single track at the end of a 100+ mile race is just mean. It's just, you're just being a dick at that point. And I mean, I'm all for gravel. But don't toss in a mountain bike race at the end. That's just not cool in my book. So it was good, you know. And so on my mechanical mistake, how often do you guys replace your chains?
You know, that is actually really funny that you mentioned that, because so remember how last year I kept mentioning to you that for some reason I was like, it feels around the bottom bracket like it's going clunk, clunk, clunk.
Oh,
remember
shit.
that? So I think what it is I think I have a weird chain. Like
you have a link?
One of the links is a little bit off, and I've figured out that it actually, when it's going around, one of the links doesn't like fully clip on. It's only one of them, and so
How old is that chain?
It's, I would say, I raced on it last season, and that's it. So I'm going to get myself one here probably when I get back when we get back from Vegas.
A chain.
I don't have one of those, but I'm going to just say I don't want to mess with it. I'm going to just buy a new one.
Get one.
Yeah.
The only drawback is if you're beyond that point, then you're going to have to replace a lot of gears in the back.
Yeah, if you've worn out the gears. Mm-hmm. I think if he's only been on it for a year.
The problem with when your chain stretches out, what happens is those pins get a little bit off. It'll start wearing down your cogs in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put a new chain on there, it's going to skip. You're going to put power to it and it's going to pop off.
Yeah, it doesn't skip at all.
Because it's married to that chain. So
but this is the second chain I've had.
Yeah, but if it's starting to do that, or it may not happen, but that's the reason why you should change your chain. Get a gauge. You can buy it like the Park tool. I can't remember what it is, and it's just
I actually can print one for you.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
Yeah, and that's the best thing to do because chains are a lot cheaper than the rear cassette.
I would think you're fine,
and I
because
notoriously
it's within a year.
Yeah, notoriously have screwed up through the last 40 years by just stretching the chain just a little bit. I think it's good.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I didn't check the gate, how much stretch is on it. And
yeah.
I'd have to buy a whole new cassette.
Because my first chain broke in a crit. But that one was actually within the limit still.
Yeah.
That one broke in a crit. This one, I guarantee you, is still within the limit. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I'm going to just start doing it like yearly, just kind of a maintenance thing just to make sure, especially with the type of riding that I like to do, probably puts a little bit more wear on it.
High stress on it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So probably just yearly.
Yeah. How often do you change yours, Paul? You've got one sitting at home on a rack waiting to go.
Chains.
You have 4 chains at home.
Yeah, I have 2 that are brand new, but I have 2 that I rotate. So once I get so many, like now that I wax, it's easy to keep track. So once it starts making noise, I'll add one of the secret sauce drip on there, and then once it starts making noise again a little bit, then I'll take it off and put the new one and wax the other one. I check it before I take it off to make sure I don't have to throw it away. So but yeah, I measure my chains all the time, right? So I'll probably, this one's probably, because I spent it's been over 500 miles on that with that trip in the last month.
Yeah.
Down in Palm Desert. So it's about time for me to check it and clean it off and put the newly waxed one on. And so I have 2 more backups because the way SRAM, I have a for my climbing, I have a 28, which I never use. I usually have 25 in the back, but 28 you have a different size chain, so that's what I'm using one of those chains for. I only use it for when I throw it on the 28 on.
It's with my gravel bike.
Is that one waxed?
No.
I have not oil waxed it. Yeah. It's not waxed. It's 6 years old.
Yeah.
And you just add oil.
Yeah. It's old. It's my gears might be not very happy. And
destination fucked.
Well, no, I bet I might be okay. I don't ride that bike a lot.
I know
I really
why.
don't. Yeah. I mean, I seriously, even in my hardest years, ride that bike maybe 10, 12 times a year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm probably okay there. And that front chain ring has been replaced. I had to buy a new one because I wanted a bigger gear. And I will say this about my gravel bike. I will never buy a one-by bike in my life. It is one-by. And I was spinning out on the road sections. And, I had plenty on the climbs. I was using the full range of gears. But there are so many drastic jumps when you're running with a one-by setup. To go from 11 to a 13 or a 14 is a big jump when you're cruising on, a small front chainring, and when you're on the roads on the flats, it's just, I was either like under cadence or over cadence, and so it was I don't know why, but this last ride I really noticed it. Probably because I was riding with people for the first time a while at a gravel race. Usually I get so separated, when I'm going from group to group or something like that. But this was, I really want to go back to a 2-by. And I know that some people are probably yelling at their devices right now, going, bullshit, 1-by's better, it's more efficient. Fuck it, I'm old, fine. I want to go with old school. And I'm not a fan. I would never do it on a road bike, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it helps you feel any better, Alexei Vermeulen,
yeah.
If you guys know the name.
Yeah, I watch all his content. I like his stuff.
He's a big proponent of a 2-by. He has a really tough time switching over to the 1-by. And he's in the thick of it right now.
He's legit, yeah.
Tadej won his Milan-San Remo on a 1-by.
Did he? Mm-hmm. Well, he's a god. He can, he can
those
ride
climbs
a
are
56,
not
11.
that big.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm with
true.
a big for us, but
yeah,
when they have to brake going uphill, going around the corner.
Yeah, shit, right. And I will say, I saw a lot of beautiful bikes out there, and my drive chain might have been a little noisier, but it was shifting just as smoothly as everybody else's was. Well, until my chain broke. I honestly wish I could buy a new road bike that was still mechanical shifting, but disc brakes. I would take that trade. I don't need another battery in my life, but I get it. You guys are all electronic shifting and you love it. I don't have any problem with my shifting.
I really enjoy it. I will say, and one of our teammates was talking about it this weekend, that they have always preferred the Shimano side of things.
Over SRAM.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say one thing I do really like about my electronic shifting. Sorry, you brought this up, so it just popped into my head. Is I don't love the SRAM batteries. I've heard a lot of challenges with them. How if you're driving they die, or you have to have a specific charger for it. I do like that the Shimano one is just I have one of the first generations of it.
Yeah.
But it lasts forever. I only charge it maybe twice a year, 3 times a year, and that's it. It's just kind of a plug and play thing, which I really enjoy about it. But I've just heard those kind of
This is my ignorance coming through.
About.
Is the SRAM Mountain and the SRAM Road battery the same one?
All SRAMs are the
They're
same
all
battery.
the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's all interchangeable.
Because that's what I have on my mountain bike.
Those small little batteries barely weigh anything,
Yeah.
and they last a long, long time.
Yeah.
My experience on it, it's not going to make me win a race. There's not an advantage. The part that, because Sam and I talked about it on the ride Saturday, he asked how I liked it. And I said, it shifts really crisp, but on the same frame that I have now, I had mechanical before I had the E-Tap. The problem with the cable routing on my bike was it was internal. When you start taking cables and bending them around corners and getting the clamp, that's when things can go
Massive.
bad. I can get it dialed in and it shifts wonderful. And then all it takes is a little bit of wear or cutting in a groove on a guide or something like that. And then, especially with 11 and 12 speed, the tolerance of that cable movement is so
just minuscule. Yeah.
that it doesn't take much to make it go bad. So I don't think it's a huge advantage between mechanical, other than I don't have to route my cables in the way my bike is now. In order to get new cables, which I do twice a year typically, I got to take my bottom bracket out, and that just pissed me off. I said, forget it.
Yeah.
So that's why I went electronic. Now, my issues with it from the get-go is because I bought a used group. When I was down at the desert, I had a couple of times where it wouldn't shift in the back.
Okay.
And that was all because there's these spring-loaded contacts for that battery. I don't know how old this thing was, but one of them was kind of sticky. So I just took a swab and with alcohol,
A little alcohol on it,
and
yeah.
cleaned it up. And I have not had a problem. I haven't even charged them since I got back.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's nice.
yeah, and what you can take the front and rear, batteries
just
and
swap
switch
them
them
out
around.
if you need to.
Because you shift more in the back.
Yeah.
There's always that in the middle of the road.
And you're not running wire anymore. I mean,
Absolutely
that
no
was always
wire.
the thing. I remember when they first went electric, that people were saying if you're traveling with your bike and you clip a wire, you're fucked. But everything's wireless now. It's yours.
Mine
right?
is,
It's
I
yours
think, wired.
Yeah.
But I'm not working on my bike
Yeah.
or flying with it.
There you go.
Yeah. And flying,
I'm not
all I
going
did was
to.
just clip them out. I put them in a little bag, and that was it.
Yeah.
And it does detect once there's movement and stuff that'll come on, but it'll
Yeah.
shut down. And it's kind of unusual. Every day before I go for a ride, I just shift the back, and if I see a green light, I'm good.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time. You get a yellow light, that means you got, a little bit of use left. Red, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I do the same with the front. So
David has SRAM, and he raced the first stage of Tour de Bloom last year with around 30% in both of his batteries.
See, that would make me crazy. I would
Yeah,
be
I
so scared.
he didn't bring a charger. The charger's like this big.
I mean, I think Sam did.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the issue.
That always is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Comes up next to me and he says that. I go, oh, okay.
See, I
don't know what
can't
you
even
want to do.
I can't even have my battery percentage on my phone. I can't look at that number. It's like I can't have a
Panic.
gas gauge in my car below
Don't
half.
get an EV.
Yeah. Oh, EV would make me crazy because I would be constantly like, okay, we're at 64%. Oh shit, where we? I wouldn't do it. I would lose my shit.
When I had an EV vehicle for the city,
Yeah.
it was a Ford Lightning 150, and as soon as it hits 38%, it starts saying, battery's getting low. You want to shut off this auxiliary. This it tells you
Really?
to save energy, and
Wow.
and my job is like if that battery dies, there's not like I can just pull into a charging station.
No.
Because it takes 8 hours to charge that thing up.
Oh God. No.
So-
I'm not ready for that yet.
No.
I'm not ready to make that kind of commitment.
So I can imagine
Yeah.
you on an EV if that is.
I'd be a
if
lunatic.
you're
I would be a lunatic. I would be so stressed. It would honestly give me an ulcer. Speaking of commitments, I am headed to my training camp on Sunday, Easter Sunday. Pat Bulger is leaving his wife on Easter Sunday.
Are you making her ham or anything?
She does not really like ham, but she's having Jackson, and I think she's going to make you guys a small one or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
or quiche or something like that,
yeah.
And so I am headed to. I always laugh when I say it. I'm heading to Lewiston, Idaho, and that just sounds bizarre, I'm sure, to a lot of people, and it is bizarre, but it is like the closest banana belt we have around here, and it is usually about 10, 12 degrees warmer than it is here. The riding's really good, and I'm taking my RV and I'm calling it my isolation training camp. I'm basically just going to be a bike monk for 5 days, and it should be, I'm also going to do a lot of editing. I've got to finish editing up the episode of the Gruppetto where you and Sam are busting my balls. I'm going to release that while I'm down there. I've got some other stuff that I got to put together, and I'm going to be recording some stuff just that I might find funny down there. So we'll get all that stuff done, but we'll see how it goes. I've got, as I said, I'm working with that digital coach, this AI coach, and it's got me doing some brutal things. There's the old Spiral Highway down there, which is basically at least a 30-minute climb. Mm-hmm. And it's got me doing repeats on that. I got to do it 3 times in one day.
Are you coming back down the same way?
Yeah. Yeah, because that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring some brake pads.
Yeah, exactly. Because, it's a good long climb. If I go the other way, I'm going down the highway, and I'm not going down the highway. So I'm doing that. I'm doing, 3-4+ hour rides. I'm doing some stuff, so we'll see how it goes. And the objective here is to try to get the FTP up for Bloom and to try to get the FAT down to 195 or lower. So we'll see where we are there when that comes out. Hopefully it'll go well. And I will actually be recording the Paris-Roubaix podcast down there by myself. So I've asked you guys to kind of send me some predictions and some other stuff like that. So we'll be doing that. So everybody knows that there still will be a podcast. It will be me probably slightly losing my mind from, just protein and isolation. So we'll see how that all goes. You guys, what would you focus on if you had 5 days just to ride? If you had 5 straight days by yourself, what type of training would you do?
I really don't know. That's a lot of time to just only do that. I don't know. Maybe focus on the areas that I'm weakest on. I want to say focus the areas that I'm weakest on and the ones that I'm strongest in.
Yeah.
You kind of have to dedicate.
It's
a
a constant juggle like that, yeah, because you don't want to slack on the stuff you're good at because then you're not good at it.
Right. I don't know. Maybe alternate because you have 5. You could do 3 of one, 2 of there we go. 3 of the stuff you're good or not very good at, 2 of the stuff you're really good at. Maybe I'll do it that way.
Yeah. Paul, what would you do?
I think we're at the stage where we need speed.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hard on your own.
It is. That's true.
That's tough. But, climbing that's a weakness for me. If it was me, I'd be working probably 2-3 times on my weakness, which would be climbing. There's plenty what's it called? Some kind of grade, Winston grade or Winchester grade or something.
Oh yeah.
There's one south of Lewiston.
Yeah. Oh yes. It goes
you know,
on forever
yeah,
too.
Yeah. When they used to have the Snake River or whatever, Twin City stage race, that was part of it. I would work on that. I don't, you've done enough. You made it through a 85-mile gravel fondo, so I don't think, your
I don't need the
is all
endurance.
that bad.
I'm not going to be doing the longest races I have on the calendar right now are the road races at Bloom and crits. Our week,
which
is
all
it's all
shorter road races,
yeah.
which there'll be attacks and you need speed.
Which, by the way, the last day of our Bloom, they took away the hill.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did
it's
not
a
know
sprint.
that.
Yes.
Yep. You look.
That is
happy.
going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Last year, did you guys lose a lot of people towards the end?
Well, I flatted,
so you don't know.
So I had about 20 miles left. So I don't know.
Yeah. Ours was pretty much attached. People tried to attack, and it was easy to bring people back.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It was just rollers.
It was all about the hill at the end.
Mm-hmm.
There's rollers. There's a couple of places where they're selective. There's a, it's kind of an out and back, but you kind of there's a hairpin that corner.
I don't know if there's really much that makes that day selective. Yeah. It's not very hilly.
No.
There's not very many weather obstacles.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be.
Yeah, because it's not wind because you're in the trees right next to the lake.
Yeah.
And so that's the only section is that hairpin, and there's these steep rollers.
Yeah.
And they get on top, and you once you get on top and you go off kind of like on that highway, you're
flying.
Yeah. You just. So
how do you? I'm looking across at my box of Untapped. When you guys are in those races, how do you fuel? Do you just fuel liquid calories, or do you eat something on those types of races?
I'll eat something.
You will
for sure. Yeah.
I went through 9 Untapped. No, I brought 10, but I ate 7 Untapped on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's the most I've ever eaten in an entire race in my existence.
You need it, don't you?
Yeah, I apparently needed more, but it was just, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You need a variety too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure I know. I see the YouTube guys who are just like, "I'm just taking 15 vanillas," and I'm like, "Holy shit!" I got really tired of the same flavor after 6.
Yeah. See, that's why I'm not doing those 11-hour rides anymore, because it's like I don't want to put anything in my body anymore. It's just so gross.
Yeah.
So 3 or 4 hours most, I'm like, okay, I can eat this again tomorrow.
Yeah. All my training from now on is going to be around maximum 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Because if I did do another gravel event this year, which I probably will, I'm not going to stay at a minimum of 100-mile kind of strength base, because that just, like you say, it takes away from some other stuff too, especially at our age.
Mm-hmm.
We got to focus on that speed. And I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. So there we go. And I think strength training is a way to keep some of it too.
Oh, it's been a game changer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Should we get to news? We should probably get to news. Let's get to news. Headlines with some help from our friends at Tom Hammer Coffee. Next time you're in the store, ask for Packfiller Blend. It's coming, and they won't know what you're talking about, but it plants the seeds. Let's plant the seed. Because Tom contacted me. Great guy. I've known Tom for a long time. And he was like, Pat, I dropped the ball. I'm so sorry. I'm opening an airport location, and I'm working on all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, dude, do you think that I'm just sitting there staring at the phone waiting for all this to happen? He's a good guy, and the coffee's great. And by the way, if you haven't tried Blue Ice Blend, that is the one I believe in firmly. So first...
By the way, I'm just going to add.
Yeah?
His coffee shop in the airport's replacing the Starbucks that was there.
Amen.
Ooh,
There
that'll be where I go at
justice.
5 a.m.
Yep.
Oh, there
once,
you go.
Once you get through TSA,
It's right there.
you go in that center, in the Spokane International Airport.
There is justice in the world.
Yeah.
Sorry, Starbucks.
No, not me.
Bike races. The sprint that almost wasn't. First story. The race formerly known as Gent-Wevelgem, now rebranded in Flanders Field from Middelkerk to Wevelgem.
It's a bad name. It's a bad name.
Well, it no longer starts in Ghent.
Yeah.
So I understand the name, but it is, they changed the route. In Flanders Fields, it was fine.
Yeah.
But have parentheses for those. It's going to be a while, just like Hitfolk.
Well, I said it on the perspective when I was recording this weekend, and I would say it about this show too. It's like if I suddenly decided to change the name of this podcast to In Pat's Basement. I mean, no class, no catch, no nothing, no interest. Come on, guys. And they did it with Roubaix, too. They added a shit onto the end of Paris-Roubaix. What? I don't even remember what it is.
Oh, did they?
Upset. Yeah.
Oh.
I think some of it is maybe you're mentioning the towns because they want their people to visit, that type of thing. And cycling, believe it or not, kind of needs money nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's a financial thing.
Well,
probably.
it's tough too because my wife, my wife did the word association where it's like Wevelgem, bubblegum. They all kind of sound alike. So I just said, "Oh, it's the bubblegum race."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "What the hell is in Flanders Fields?"
Yeah.
And then I realized about halfway through Omloop that I was like, "This is the wrong race."
Yeah.
So I had to go back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I was like, "Why is Tom Pidcock getting dropped again?"
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I thought
What
he
a
was in
broken
a ravine
record.
somewhere.
Yeah.
They changed Depagne.
Did they?
Yeah, it's now Ronde de Bruges.
Oh, Jesus. Come on.
But it's not in Depagne anymore, which is a different town.
Yeah.
It starts in Bruges. So.
Well, it delivered
sense.
an instant classic on Sunday. Rivals Mathieu van der Poel and Wout van Aert spent over 35K in a two-man break after detonating the race in the final ascent of the Kemmelberg, which was a beautiful climb, watching them go up that thing. Just watching them fight their machines and each other going up that climb was just a thing of beauty. That's why the classics are so great. Despite holding a 40-second gap for much of the finale, they were agonizingly just 1K from the finish line. And in the ensuing bunch sprint, Jasper Philipsen saved the day for Alpecin, taking his 60th career victory ahead of Tobias Lund Andersen and Christophe Laporte. So the questions are, we just watched the two biggest stars in the world work together like it was a Sunday club ride, only to get swallowed by the bunch with 1,000 meters. Back in the day, and this back in the day I refer to was maybe a year and a half ago. That never would have happened. We wouldn't have seen that catch. Are we seeing a slow change of the guard, or are we seeing strategic thought processes? Was Mathieu van der Poel backing off on the gas a little bit because he knew he had Philipsen coming up behind? What were your theories on why the break was caught?
I think there was a pretty strong chase. I forget the team that was really heading it, but it was probably the most organized group chase I've seen of a breakaway in quite a while, because I saw that gap going down, and when I saw Florian Vermeersch actually closing in on them a little while, he was
solo busting his chops to do that. Yeah,
when I saw him doing that, I was like, the group's gonna catch 100%. If he can close, then everybody else is gonna do it working together. So I think that was something that was really surprising, and a little part of me also thought the Tadej effect wasn't in that race. They didn't think, oh, he's just going to ride away, so we're racing for second. This was the first time in a while that I've seen a group be like, we can do it. We can catch him. And they actually came together and did it. However, I will say once that, I don't know, maybe 3K came, I was like, I feel like Van der Poel is probably giving a lot, but a little part of him in the back of his head is like, we're still going to win.
Yeah.
So I don't have to work as hard. But I felt for Wout. I really wanted him to get on the podium in that one.
Yeah. I was hoping for a Wout victory. Just because all the shit he's been through, and I would love to see something great from him again. 46.9 per hour, all-time record for that race. And they still got caught. It was just holy shit. You know, we're seeing, you know, outside of one or two riders, we are seeing what I see is almost a leveling of the playing field in some ways, because Gent-Wevelgem is not a flat race, you know, with the climbs. So it's substantial enough to be obviously classified as a classic, but to see those types of speeds and it still come down to a sprint is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think E3 was where people started believing like, hey, we can do this. So I think that kind of changed things. I think Van der Poel is a little bit exhausted, maybe, I'm guessing, from his hard work that he's done, and plus his accident, or the bike hand injury had something to do with it. And he didn't seem like his heart was in it, you know, at his attack up the Camelberg, and it was just Wout that answered. He got a little bit of a gap, but when they came down, you saw Wout come through and tap him, you know, and say, hey, let's go. And, you know, of course, we only get the scenes. It seemed like every time they showed it was 90% of the time when I saw on TV, it was Wout kind of driving it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I thought that before Wout says, I think he was kind of holding back a little bit. Mm-hmm. And also, he already won E3. He's got somebody to back up, and he's got Flanders to contend with Tadej. He's not going to try and burn all his matches before this coming Sunday. So I think he had an agenda.
And speaking of E3, 42 kilometers by Mathieu van der Poel at what was his the watts he was throwing
like
down
446
in the final 90 minutes of the race.
So he wasn't going slow.
No.
Well, the speed is different, but there's probably some wind factor in there. So.
And then you see this 4-man group coming up to catch Van der Poel in E3. And they had him. Somebody could have taken a beat-on out and hit him with it. Yet, I've heard theories that it was completely at fault of those 4 riders who just sat up and did a chip and dale. After you. No, after you. I do. Please. I insist. Is it the 4-person rider, or I've heard some theories that Van der Poel attacked again and was able to make a substantial effort one more time to win that race. Are we seeing... What conspiracy theory are you guys going with?
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Okay.
Well, what I saw was they were gaining the whole time, and I'm sure Van der Poel was getting in his ear. He was hearing, you know, the splits and stuff, so he was probably trying to knock off the gas. He said with the last 5K, he was totally out, and I think he was just trying to hold him off. Once they got to that 1K, I don't think he looked back. He might have got a report that once Vermeersch pulled off, he got in that 1K because he did most of the work. Mm-hmm. Everybody else just set up. All it takes is a few seconds, and, you know, that was his light. I got to go 100% for the next 800 meters, and they're not going to catch you. That's all there is to it.
Everybody was just looking at each other.
Yeah, and you have, you know, that it's kind of a catch-22. The guy who's going to help, you know, chase that down, because it really needed one more person.
Yeah.
Once Vermeersch pulled off, it, you know, the next guy was going to make that bridge, and
he's going to get 4th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
you know, the thing is that but what do you? There's a chance you're going to get 4th. I know that made me put myself in that situation. Yeah. I'm thinking I freaking fought. I don't even care if anybody else wins. I'm going to close that down. Once you kind of like suck up on that guy, just try and hit it one more time when everybody thinks you're going to relax because you got on his wheel.
Yeah.
I would not give Van der Poel a chance to even relax.
Yeah.
I would
just gas it.
Just go it. And even if it's only a half a mile an hour faster, That's how I would have played it, because I hate that. I would hate to be in that group.
Oh my
and
God.
stand there and just watch. What was it, like a 10-meter gap or something, or 20-meter gap, and just watch it just go out to 50 in a matter of seconds.
No, yeah, and that was just. Yeah. Catalunya. Do I have any Catalunya watchers? Anybody but Jackson shaking his head. Just watch the highlights. Some of the things we can take from Catalunya is the return of Jonas Vingegaard. The guy is almost like monk-like in his preparation. It seems like he's very calm on the bike. His demeanor and mentality are very straightforward and basically lethal. He is taking no pedal strokes in the wrong direction from what it seems like. His preparation is all on top of that. And then we see Remco Evenepoel, little signs of old Remco, where he comes out in his frustration and he's waving his hands in the air and all those types of things. I don't know what is on the agenda for Remco, but I don't know if his agenda is the right agenda. I don't know if he's the guy who's ready for this, for these grand tours, for this stuff like this. I don't know which direction I would push Remco in if I was in charge of his career, but I don't know if I would push him in charge of these grand tours. When you're in the time of I think Vingegaard is going to be closer than ever in to Tadej than he's ever been, if not better. We'll see. I don't want to knock it out of the park. Jack, you kind of cringed there a little bit. It looked like it.
I don't know.
You think Tadej's going to walk away with a fifth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to think against him.
Okay.
Yeah, especially when Vingegaard is going to do the Giro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and he's not going to coast to that.
No, I think he's going to win the Giro. So what would I think that's going to be I don't think there's anybody who's going to be able to stop him at the Giro. So who knows where we're going to end up? And Remco, I don't know. Like I said, what advice would you give Remco Evenepoel that he would take?
I don't know. It's hard for Remco because he's Belgian. Because and that's me saying there was so much pressure heaped on him. I mean, put a mic in Wout van Aert's face, he's going to say the same thing. There was a lot of pressure put on Remco, though, because I remember for a while there, I even remember, Paul, when you were saying, like, this is the next big thing. Like, Remco is, like, Belgium's, next star boy. And he is an unbelievable rider.
Yeah.
But I think there's just some things in his way, whether it be emotionally and also the probably the best we've ever seen ride.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where I'd push him, though. I'd push him for classics, I think. A long-term, just breakaway type of classic. But because he is Belgian, they want to see the next Eddie come out of Belgium.
Yeah.
And
you can't base a career off of 1 week stage races in Liège, Bastogne-Liège.
Yeah.
I mean, many people would kill for that, but that's not the grand career that
he did win a
people are
Vuelta.
paying him. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So I think Jackson's right. There's too many better riders in front of him. There's nobody better than him, even Ghana in the TT.
No.
He's the best.
Yeah.
And I think that's what serves. I don't think he's extremely powerful. I don't know. He hides his numbers. But I think he's just so low and so arrow that he doesn't need to. It's his speed that he can sustain. And that was like in that one stage when Vingegaard was right on his wheel, and he's getting frustrated because he wasn't pulling through.
Yeah.
No one was catching him, just him pulling the two of them. So, that's his wheelhouse, and I think a lot of people were hoping that, he can do the same on the hill. Sometimes on hills he does fine, but he doesn't have the recovery that stage racers need. I think we've discovered that. He has at least one bad day, and it's a bad day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He's human.
Mm-hmm.
And so looking ahead to actual Holy Week, I don't care who you are, the best two bike races of the year are basically approaching, starting this Sunday and then ending next Sunday. As they descend on Antwerp for the Tour of Flanders, Ronde van Vlaanderen. All eyes, of course, on the Big Three showdown, Tadej Pogačar, Mathieu van der Poel, and Wout van Aert. Pogačar enters as the defending champion and is fresh off his Milan-San Remo win. However, Visma Lease Bike did suffer a blow this week as Timo Kelic was ruled out with a broken collarbone. So that's one of Van Aert's key kind of domestiques in the cobbles there. That's going to be pretty brutal. Some of the things I just found in kind of researching leading into it, Johan Museo apparently advised Van Aert to quote, just sit on the wheel and stop working with Pogačar and Mathieu van der Poel. Would that be a smart tactic for somebody like that, or is that just going to, I mean, can you just stay on the wheel when you've got these insane accelerations and you've got a course like Flanders where drafting doesn't really come into the key once you hit these climbs?
I think it's really tough because I don't think Wout's the type of rider that's just going to sit. I think he's going to put it all out there.
Yeah,
for his best interest. But if I'm speaking personally, I couldn't imagine even thinking about sitting on the wheel of any of one of these guys with especially the accelerations. I couldn't imagine what the power that Tadej does going up those climbs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's an interesting suggestion, but I don't think that Wout's the type that'll do it.
Do we see anybody other than the top three, than those three on the top three podium?
I think Mads could be there. Mads been kind of in the mix of things, depending on that. I mean, there's situations where, all it takes is somebody a little bit sick. If Tadej has picked something up, he might be a little bit off. Who knows? There's still always. You can't say, well, he could fail. The likelihood is pretty small, but there's always that potential. But, I watched the Quaremont the last time they went up to Quaremont last year, and the only one that was able to hang with them. First, it was Wout that came in and kind of attacked them going up it, and then Tadej and Mathieu was just on Tadej's wheel. Tadej they caught him and kind of just blew past him.
Yeah.
And then Tadej just pushed. And just a matter of like every other stroke.
Mm-hmm. Like it was a half a meter. It was a half a bike length.
It was a meter, a meter here, a meter there. I mean, it doesn't matter if, getting back to Museo, what he said, I don't think you could sit on his wheel the whole time when it comes to the, punchy climbs like what Tadej can do on those climbs. No. You're still going to get punched.
So here we are on West Coast U.S. time. When should everybody be watching the race, Paul? What time?
Not my time, but
on our time. On
I would
Coast
say
US
it will
time.
get pretty good around like West Coast time. I would like to watch. I mean, I think I would probably start watching. I think it's interesting around 5:30.
Okay.
In the morning.
Okay.
So I mean, you're trying to hit that last 100K.
Jackson just yawned thinking about it.
I'm watching the replay. There's no chance I'm getting up.
I mean, I like watching at least the last 100K. There's a lot goes into that, but at 60 miles,
that's when all hell breaks loose.
And all those races. You think about the Armbrake Forest and Paris-Roubaix.
Yeah,
that's when things get real.
Mm-hmm. And what platform?
Because it comes on Flowbike, and I did not subscribe.
Okay.
Frustrated with those guys a little bit.
Welcome to my world.
So what? You granted me a NordVPN.
Yes.
And this is how I watch it. I go to Belgium, and then I go into Sportza, BE, and I watch it in Dutch.
Shit. So it's not on Max.
No.
Here in the States.
There's a lot of shit that's going to be on Max this year,
There is.
though.
Yeah.
The Tour?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The Tour's going to be on it?
Yeah, did you see TNT and HBO Max are coming together?
But that's Europe.
Is it?
I think we still get it on Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock's got the US.
How did we get it last year? We did
Peacock.
not. We did not watch. I watched it through something else.
Flowbikes has it.
Oh, I might have done that.
Yeah,
with
you probably have VPN.
Son of a bitch. Well, I'm going to have to get up really early to watch it on Flowbikes because
you paid for it?
It is well documented. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on over.
All right.
Come on over if you want.
Yeah, well,
I'll be down here. Might as well at 5:30.
Yep.
I'm gonna get up and watch it. So we could do a Roubaix test run. If you want. Yeah.
I'll bring dismount.
There we go. But shit, might as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it. Because that'll give me a reason to get up and make sure everything fucking works. And I have Friday off, so I can run all the monitors and just double check. I can get these 3 going at least. So
Sweet.
3. Listen to me. At least I can get 3 TVs going.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat, do you have a definition of first world problems? Yep, there we
Right
are.
there.
Well, we do have 2 rosters in front of us, courtesy of the wonderful people over at procyclingstats.com, the best freaking bike website on the planet. We have the men and the women's rosters, and I have a feeling we're all going to have some crossover names, but Paul let me know before we actually hit record on the show tonight that actually he's not going to be picking exactly the same 3 that many other people are picking. So we get to go through those choices. Jackson and I came up with a concept of how to pick these races and how to kind of have your comeuppance. And I don't think I've had the same people in the studio the week after a race yet.
No.
And so what was supposed to happen is the person who lost is supposed to bring in cookies or something like that the week after the race. But we have not had a consistent lineup since the Classic started, since the season started. So there we go. So we can keep going with that. And if somebody loses, they'll have to bring. Actually, if I lost, I'm the only one who's here all the time.
Yeah.
Did I lose last time? Shit. Maybe I should have brought cookies. Listen to me judging other people. As with everything, we believe in chivalry, so we start with the women's race first. I'm sticking with some very common names. I was seriously thinking about some Puck Peterses. I was thinking about some other riders like that, but I am just kind of sticking to what seems to have been working for me. I think a lot of Kopecky has found her form again, especially after what we saw last week. She is flying again. I think her sprint is something to be reckoned with, and her power on those short climbs is also something. So I'm picking Lotta. I'm picking Demi Vollering just because I know she will be in the top 3 somewhere should everything go well. And I have always chosen Lisa Longoborghini, and I'm going to continue to pick Lisa Longoborghini. So I really don't have any surprises in my choices for the women's race.
Mine, I did pick Lotta Kopecky and Demi Vollering, but my only different one is Pauline Ferrand-Prévot.
Yeah, that I can't believe I didn't pick anybody on that team, but I didn't. Yeah,
I got Kopecky, Pauline again, but I went with the EF pick because those women have been they've been in the middle of it.
they have.
So Naomi, what's her name? Rug?
Oh, I'm on the guys list. Okay.
Rug.
Rig. Yeah, you just say it a bunch of times and one of them hits close enough.
Yeah.
So those are my 3.
We're Americans. We don't have these names on TV all the time. Yeah, so cut us some slack. For the men, I am seriously just sticking to the big 3, and so I'm not only picking the big 3, I'm picking them in order, though. I think the order, in case everybody picks the same big 3, I think it's going to go Tadej, and then I want it to be Wout, and then I'm with Mathieu van der Poel. I would like to see Wout at least at that second spot on the podium. I don't know if Van der Poel's going to be there, but I think Wout is timing his fitness incredibly well. I think he's coming along really well. What we saw last week with Gent-Wevelgem, I think was a sure sign. Tomorrow we've got
Dorsdorf.
Yeah, Dorsdorf. So that should be another signal to see what we're getting out of him. Would he show his cards? I don't know, but yeah,
He might be helping. I think Christophe
Laporte.
Yeah,
take something home. Yeah. Jackson, who you got for the gentleman?
I picked the exact same 3.
You did.
I am going to, in order, Tadej, Mathieu van der Poel, and Wout van Aert.
Okay.
I will say I think Florian Vermeersch could be that third as well, because the UAE has a big habit of going. Tadej is obviously the best, and then one of their riders is like really close.
Yeah,
they have that Del Toro play.
Yeah,
I think Vermeersch could also be on the podium.
Vermeersch has got to be so fucking frustrated with Gent-Wevelgem and with E3 because he's like, Tadej's not here, Del Toro's not here. These are my races, and when they don't go that way, he's got to be just throwing shit in the bus, just pissed off.
Yeah,
I don't blame him. Paul, who are you picking?
Tadej, Wout, And then this is a hard pick. Lukas Kubiš
Who?
for Unibet Rockets.
Oh.
Rose Rockets.
What?
I love that team. I love everything.
You do
about it.
really?
Yeah, that team is
Groningen
unbelievable.
is born again.
Yeah. I think everything they do on their YouTube channel, if you don't follow it, you're going to get a kick. It's like, I think there's such high production. When I look at Visma's, they have this, it's a high production, well produced type of thing.
These guys are
These guys are
filmmakers.
cranking out, like, within that day after a race, they will put something out.
That's
And,
cool.
Yeah, I think they're great. And the latest one they talk, if you're not familiar with the team, and I think it's Who is the Rockets or something. I think that's what it's entitled. But nevertheless, they talk about how they got started back in 2018.
Really?
Yeah. So
Now,
watch it.
Can
It's
I ask, is it in English?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Well, there's some Dutch. You're going to see some subtitles because they're Danish, the two guys that started it, but their current stuff is all in English.
Okay.
So
Because I was wondering, I did see some of their old content, but it was all in Dutch, and I
Yeah.
was going,
you can read, can't you?
Well, I can, but I don't know if I had it in subtitle mode.
I know
They weren't-
Sam doesn't like that shit. But,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
like,
Well,
it got to be in English.
Sam doesn't like big words.
America.
They make him upset.
Yeah.
And by the way, we can all bust his chops on the short sleeves and tights
That
he
was
wore
just
this weekend.
ridiculous. I'm embarrassed. The one time he wears the kit and he has to look like that.
Oh boy. Well, what about short sleeves and knee warmers? You're okay
Yeah.
because
Well,
there's
no,
a little bit of
take the knee warmers off.
You got to take them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Knee, like I did.
He
That's how I got
started-
dropped on Saturday, the last one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I was doing it on the fly on the downhill, and
Oh shit.
David stopped the first time when I got, waited for me, he and Clint, and then I went to take the second one off, and I cramped.
Oh no.
So then I was like, "See you guys," and
Yeah.
that was it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so we got our picks in. We got everything like that. Flanders is officially set. It is time for our segments of the show, gentlemen. But this one goes out to the friends at Patreon. That is right. Early access and ad-free shows and all the video content, exclusive bi-weekly updates on my psychological breaks and attempt at turning back time, the Combat Turtle Diaries, and coming soon exclusive merch, all for our friends over on the Patreon. Your support for the show keeps us locked and loaded for another 500 episodes. Oh my God, do I have 500 episodes left in me? I looked at my retirement account today, and I have to have 500 more episodes in there because it's depressing as shit. First and foremost, we're going with Paul and Changing Times. And this one, as always, has its own individual title. And this one, he has coined the term "in your ear." I have a guess, but I'm not going to say it.
No, go ahead and guess.
Race directors?
Yeah, it has something to do with race directors.
Okay.
And I'm bringing it back to Unibet.
Oh, okay.
Those Rockets.
I'm going to watch those guys tonight.
Yeah, seriously, watch that one. Who are the Rockets? I think that's what it is. They just, I knew that story before because they talked about it, like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I've been following them through, the last couple of years. So, but anyway, so Marcel Kittel, if you remember, he is their director for the sprint stages at Groningen, and he's doing everything. So, I think it had to be Ronde de Bruges, where Groningen ends up winning. But I mean, Marcel Kittel says he was talking about how, in fact, there's another. I'm going to digress here. that Kittel and Groningen talk about the sprint wins, and they break it down bit by bit. That's one of their segments and stuff or
cool.
videos. So it's
wow.
pretty cool. But he's in there and he's talking on the radio, and Marcel Kittel's like, blah blah blah. He's giving instruction, and this 23-year-old says, "Shut up, Marcel. Just let me do my work." And Marcel's just like, "I like that. I like, he just kind of like, this guy's got a little." But I was sitting there thinking about that whole thing that I've watched like footage from. There's Flanders Classic all the way back to even when Cancellara won in Flanders. They have like on board race, for the back, behind the scenes, and stuff. And all the directors say the same thing. Come on, come on.
Yeah, you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
You're the animal. You're the strongest. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, how often does that? I know that I was sitting there thinking about guys that I've raced with, and I have one person in mind that if they're right on the edge and somebody's like, come on, you can do it, they will come unglued on you and say, shut the hell up, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to, and I'm curious about then they're all getting, okay, there's a roundabout coming, get in position. Now that is something that every DS is saying to every single guy.
Yeah.
At the same time, and so that's why we have like going into the Quaremont, it becomes they're doing 50 miles an hour to get it because it narrows down into a right-hand corner, and that's why you get all these like crashes and stuff like because of all that. So some of that stuff's just got to be irritating as heck, and especially somebody who's raced the same course for the last 10 years. Okay, there's a roundabout coming. I fucking know. I mean, And I'm curious.
My uncle lives on the back side of that fucking
exactly.
roundabout. Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped that old lady.
Yeah, I lost my virginity right over there. Yeah. Same woman who gave me the stew.
Yeah. So, but I was wondering about what you guys are kind of stealing the page from your stuff.
Oh.
How would you like it when you're on the edge and there's somebody in your ear? Because I've seen many riders in the Tour just rip out of frustration that thing out of the ear. Do you think it's a good thing? You need that encouragement sometimes when you're dying. Would you like to hear that in your earpiece, or would you like shut the hell up?
I really think it depends on the situation. I think if like it's a solo effort and I hear somebody kind of giving me encouragement, then I feel like I would really enjoy it and feel like I would like maybe get a little bit more out of it. But I will say, I think if it's in like a sprint situation, I have such an ability to just like tune all the other noises out to where I honestly don't think I would even understand if somebody was speaking in my ear. Mm-hmm. Just because you need to be so hyper focused. There's so much stress going on. So I don't think in that situation it would be super great for me. But solo, I'd love it.
It's funny you bring it up. From my first of all, I did have a race coach, Eric Calmond, who I remember in time trials he would drive behind me and he would yell. And what was great is I remember doing a uphill time trial at Schweitzer in Sandpoint, Idaho, and on the switchbacks he was behind me, and so he'd blare on the horn, and so I could cut the corners because he'd make sure there were no cars coming. So that was a great thing. But from my years in rowing, we have always had a coxswain at the part of the boat with a speaker system, and this person would be yelling out things at us and
give me ball.
Yeah, or Power 10, and they call out that kind of stuff. And I remember one point in the boat once, I do remember, and this was a horrible thing to say, but somebody behind me just said, "Shut the fuck up and steer the boat." Because that's what the coxswain is primarily in charge of, is keeping the boat straight. She's got a rudder, she's steering that. And I say she because most of my coxswains were females. And I remember at those days, several times, because in rowing, you're supposed to keep your eyes in the boat, eyes forward. Being a bike racer, I could never do it. Every time somebody took a picture of our boat, my head, I was swiveling I was looking all over the place because that's how you work as a bike racer. You have to be aware of that. And so our coxswain would say, we have 3 seats on them. And I'm like, bullshit, we have 6. Because I'm looking, I can tell. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I would want somebody talking in my ear. I would like the motivational comments. I would like some of the statistical elements, like you're up 12 seconds, keep going, or I don't know if I'd want the bad news. You suck ass, you're down 30 seconds, now you're down 40 seconds. And I know that some of those directors do stop when bad things are happening. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I would need it. I think I have enough voices in my head. Thank you very much. So that was a long answer, but I don't know if I'd do it.
Yeah.
Roundabout, sure. Technical elements, sure. Is one of my teammates off the back with a mechanical? Hell yeah, I want that info. But not the other shit. You don't have to say, come on, let's go. Mm-hmm. You're tough. You are the best.
You're the best.
Ramses is the best.
You're the strongest in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ramses has the best muscles. Yes, I love that movie. Okay, so no, that was a good one, Paul. And a question in it, so that's always kind of fun. Jackson with the cool down. Even though we are doing trivia tonight, but I'll try to not take too long with our trivia. But there we go. What do you got for us tonight?
So next week being not really no exercise. I mean, I can do what I want. But it's not a dedicated, you go and do some sort of riding or whatever. I'm thinking, like, I'm going to bring my running shoes with me, and, maybe there's a gym there just for, like, go on one run during the week. But, I mean, I'm going to be back for more training, but I was thinking about if you guys go on a trip where it's not a bike trip, right? One, do you start to get, like, anxious about it while you're there? And two, do you try and do that thing where you fit something in that is, exercise related? Because I have done this before too. I think it was 2 years ago, we went to Sedona and the Twilight Series started the next week. However, that was a good thing because I won that one.
You came back and flew. Yeah.
And so, here's a knock on wood. Maybe I do that. But first of all, do you guys do that? You go on trips where you don't bring bikes, and do you get anxious? And then do you try and exercise while you're there? Paul, what do you do?
I've never gone on a vacation other than like going down to Palm Desert with the intent to ride. Yeah. But all my trips to Europe it is family. It's visiting and doing things with my wife.
Okay.
First time I went there, I was getting back into racing. That was like 2002, and my wife was running marathons, so I ran with her a couple of times, kind of like what you're doing with Maria, and so I actually took some running shoes and ran, like woke up at 5 a.m. and took out for a run.
Right.
And but that was the only time I've ever done I just write it off. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about it. It's not going to change things. I know I'm losing fitness, but that's it. I had one trip. Actually, I went to, I was in Germany, and I came back on a Sunday. So I had 1 week before Ronde van Palouse, and I had done it for the last 2 years.
Oh.
And that was 2.5 weeks in Germany, drinking lots of German beer and eating bratwurst and sauerbraten and schweinebraten and all that. And I got 7th.
Oh.
Yeah. And cramped up bad. So.
Oh, shit.
Guess it doesn't do too much bad going on a little trip.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I was trying to think about it because this year I don't know, I've got a little bit more on the line emotionally this year in terms of getting ready for stuff like that. So this year, I would probably stress about it. And I would probably piss my wife off if I was stressing about it. Because, she lives with me and she's seeing me do all this stuff and trying to make something happen this year. So this year it would be bad. But in years past, it's always been kind of that way. And she gets kind of pissed off at me when we talk about a trip or a camping trip and I say, can I bring my bike? And I can see it in her face, just kind of going, God damn it. When are you going to, not worry about it? But I'm also a guy who can't sit at a trip and do nothing. I'm not a beach sitter. When we go camping, I can't just hang out at the campsite. I'm the guy who's going into town to get ice because I just can't sit still. And I think she understands that. But then again, we've done trips to the Winthrop area where I don't bring my bike and we go for good hikes. So I do that kind of stuff. So I would always need something. I need a busy vacation.
Yeah.
If I were you and going to Vegas, I'd say I'm just going to walk around all the casinos all day. I'd probably get 5 6 miles of walking in.
That's
every day.
2 blocks.
Yeah.
The blocks are really long.
Yeah. You're gonna find yourself counting your steps and you're gonna be like 10,000 by noon.
Right.
Just because you're gonna be walking around so much. And so, if anything, I'd be like, I got to make sure I sit down.
I know, that's my thing. I make sure to bring like the running shoes that I run in.
Yeah.
They're like 5 inches of foam.
Yeah.
Just so I can feel comfortable.
So, I'm learning that there needs to be those times like your trip, Paul, where you're like going, no, this isn't about that, and I think after Bloom, I might pull back, step off a little bit of the gas a little bit there, but, Then again, I might not. So,
Yeah.
And
that's
trips
okay
are,
too.
Yeah, and I think there are times to worry about the bike and times to not. But
Yeah.
I always find something I got to do.
Yeah.
I have to.
I really think it's cool that you guys answered it that way, because I do sometimes think that people in this way of life kind of like obsess over it to a point where it's like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, why act in this way? We're in, on a once in a lifetime type of trip. Why are you being weird about it? So I, over the past few years, have, battled with that. But now I feel like I'm at the point where, it's just time to have fun and not be, worried about it. It is nice. I will say that I'm going on my, school spring break. So I go Monday, get back Thursday. I still have the beginning of the weekends. I have both weekends, and I still have, Friday.
It's like you've missed 2, maybe 3 training days.
And
that's it.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like I only ride Tuesdays and Thursdays during the week anyways, so it
you're
doesn't
missing
matter.
2 workouts.
Yeah.
But you're riding or running down there while you're there.
Or I'm fitting it in the other days. It's just, I don't know. It's just living with life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of those people who are so obsessed over that either have an incredible balance or they end up divorced.
Right.
Because you can't be that self-driven unless unless you're a professional athlete, and that's part of the equation. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of guys like that who have ended up,
Well, I mean, it all depends on the stage of your life. So at your age, you're 26?
I am.
I was single.
Oh.
And cycling was, I didn't go anywhere with my bike.
Yeah.
And even with my practice wife, even when we would go, that wasn't the time. I was smart enough to not.
Yeah.
And I still got a divorce.
Oh, shit.
Oh, well.
But I'm excited.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's great.
I tell people what I'm doing for spring break, and they look at me like I'm on crack. Mm-hmm. You're going to a campground by yourself for 5 days to ride your bike by yourself. And my wife thinks I'm a lunatic, but she's used to it.
It's funny, if you said you're going to do fishing, you're going to fly fish by yourself,
they wouldn't blink, would they? Yeah. The person, the old school friend of mine who cuts my hair, she says, that totally sounds like you. You're going to be like a pig in shit. You're going to be the happiest guy in the world. And I'm like, I might be. Especially because last time I went down there, I got one ride in and I went into AFib and drove home.
This is a revenge tour.
Yeah, this is the revenge tour, God damn it.
That's revenge tour.
Yeah, exactly. So, thanks for that, Jackson. Yeah. All right. They asked for it, and so we bring it back. Gentlemen, we're at the back of the race. The road is opening up, and I can see the headlights in the distance. It is time for the broom wagon. Final segment where we sweep up your remaining brain cells. I'm going to throw trivia at you. If you get it wrong, you get swept. Tonight's is a generational battle. One of you represents the era of steel frames, friction shifters, and suffering in wool. The other represents the era of carbon fiber, hydrogels, and Zwift. So I am going to alternate questions to a certain extent. But as with anything, you call out when you are ready. We're going up in difficulty as the questions progress. We are starting with Category 2 climbs, medium difficulty. I will obviously keep score. You will chime in with your name. If the other person gets it wrong, you may have a chance to respond. Question number 1 in Category 2, entitled The Gears. Before the modern compact crankset gave everyone a bailout gear, standard racing doubles were brutal. If you had a 53-tooth big ring in 1988, what was the standard tooth count on the small ring?
Paul, 42.
You know what? They have here it was a 39, but it was indeed a 42.
And what year?
I will not extend 88.
Yeah, it was 90, at least in this area.
We were all 42s.
Yeah,
here.
we were 42s.
We were all 42s. Yeah. Sorry, Jackson.
No.
I have newer ones too. Question number 2, electronic shifting everywhere, but SRAM did it differently by completely removing the wires. Funny, we talked about that. What is the specific marketing name for SRAM's top-tier fully wireless electronic road group set?
Jackson.
Full name.
Oh, full name?
Full name.
Is it SRAM Red ETAP?
Nope, it's SRAM Red Axis. ETAP.
Okay. Then Paul got it because
Okay.
it is SRAM Red ETAP AXS Axis. Yeah. So sorry, Jack. You were close.
Yeah.
You were close. I still love you.
That's a good thing.
There we
Yeah.
go. This is the old school. In 1978, Selle San Marco introduced a saddle that completely changed bike fit. It had a plastic shell, a suede or leather cover, and heavily curved wave-like profile that locked the hips in place. What was the name of this iconic
What
saddle?
year?
1978. Sorry, Jackson. I'm just being mean to you.
Jackson. Is it Celia Italia?
That is a manufacturer.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. This one was made by Selle San Marco.
San Marco. So 1978, the Concorde.
That was the Concorde. Jackson, I thought you were close, man.
That was close.
That was that horrible saddle that Jack gave us.
Yeah,
that
and I had
Paul
to ride it on the rollers.
It was terrible, and it was broken, I think,
Yeah,
too,
it was
wasn't
bent.
it? Yeah. Moving ahead to the metrics in the rainbow. The rainbow bands are the most prestigious symbol in cycling, worn by reigning world champion. What are the exact 5 colors of the UCI stripes in order from top to bottom?
Do you know?
I'm close. I couldn't nail it. I'll give it a try. Black, blue, yellow, red, green.
Not the correct order.
I think it
Correct
is
colors.
Yeah.
So I think it is blue, red, black, yellow, green.
Dude, Jackson for the
Nice.
point. Nice job. Nailed it on that one. Modern training is entirely dictated by a rider's power output. Everything is anchored around a metric known as FTP, which is roughly the maximum power a rider can transfer. What is the letters FTP
Jackson.
stand for? That's an easy one.
Functional threshold power.
Functional threshold
And
power.
I couldn't answer that one because
You
I
couldn't
don't
have?
give a fuck.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God. Let me see here. The monuments. The Tour of Flanders finishes with a brutal 1-2 punch and cobble climbs before the flat run into the finish. The penultimate climb in the agonizingly long Ode Quermount. What is the name of the violently steep, incredibly short final cobbled
Paul.
climb?
Paderberg.
That is correct. If you wouldn't have got that, we would have been in deep, deep, deep trouble.
Wasn't it the couple of years ago that was the one that really broke up the race that they couldn't
They
get up?
fell
Everybody
on
had
it.
to
They
walk.
slid on it.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's the Koppenberg.
Was
Oh.
it Kumpenberg? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because I remember that Mathieu was the only one who made it to
And
the
then
summit of that one.
Mathieu.
And Mathieu Jorgensen.
And
Yeah.
also Mads.
Oh, yeah.
The 3 of them.
Okay, gentlemen, we're getting into part 2, the higher categories, the HOR category climbs, or category climbs. Component catastrophes. Question number, well, it's not question number 11. Campagnolo's sea record high flange hubs from the 1980s were absolute work of art, famously nicknamed the Sheriff's Star for their beautiful cutouts. However, they were notorious for a catastrophic structural failure, especially for track sprinters. What exactly would break off of them?
Paul, the flange.
The aluminum flange. They made them out of aluminum flanges. and
The
they
whole
broke off.
body was,
Yeah.
and they just, there's just shorten the spoke up. Well, never mind. More people with all that.
Blood, sweat, and mechanics before clipless pedals. These are not fair to Jackson. I'm sorry to you, buddy.
It's AI doesn't like you.
It doesn't this
Yeah.
time. Riders use toe clips, straps, and slotted cleats, but these cleats didn't just bolt to the convenient threaded inserts in the bottom of the shoe like today. How did a rider permanently attach plastic or aluminum cleats to the leather soles of their cycling shoes?
They had to drill them.
No.
No, well, that was the
Nailed
only answer
them.
I had.
They had to
Paul.
nail them.
Oh, it's
yeah.
all the same.
Little Brad nail.
Yeah, and if you got it off angle, you were screwed. Yeah, you were toast. Frame geometry and rules. In the late 1980s, Columbus introduced a revolutionary steel tube set where tubes were bi-ovalized, oriented horizontally at the bottom bracket and vertically at the head tube to maximize stiffness. What was the name of this legendary heavy-duty Columbus tube set?
Max. Paul. Max.
Oh, this is Max. Sorry, Jackson.
That's
It's
because
okay.
I was in front.
I didn't realize how horrible this is to you. I'm going to try to find some modern riders. Oh, no, these aren't modern. It says modern, but it's not modern. Actually, let's do this one. In 2024, the UCI banned the extreme inwardly angled brake lever setup that riders were using to get their wrists into the narrow puppy paw position. They now enforce a strict limit in the start house using a 3D printed tool. What is the maximum inward inclination angle allowed for brake hoods?
Is it like a 4-degree, Jackson? Is it like a 4-degree, I don't know, inward thing?
Paul, it's 10 degrees.
It is 10 degrees. Yeah, God, that's still pretty substantial. But I remember Sam actually had me. He fit me once, and he actually did that before any of this became a thing. I was the trendsetter.
There you go.
Yeah, there's some fat guy in Spokane who's coming up with all the cool shit.
Because my shoulder.
Yeah,
Well, let's turn those
that's
things
what
in.
it was.
Yeah.
Exactly. I should give Jackson 10 points just to be nice. The iconic Spinergy Rev X carbon wheels were ubiquitous in the 90s, but banned by the UCI in 2001. They were fast. While they were fast, boy, reading is hard for me tonight. What specific gruesome safety hazard caused them to be universally feared in a mass peloton crash?
Jackson, so are those the ones that had like the 3...
Yeah,
The force.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, cutting a limb off.
Yeah,
Yep,
they
that
were
was it.
like meat
Cut your
slicers.
fingers.
Yeah, I figured.
They thought they were meat slicers.
Yeah.
Is
Was that cheating that I asked?
No.
I had to
No,
ask.
no, no,
okay.
no.
Okay.
No, yeah, we'll give it to you. Modern World Tour teams utilize horrifically bad-tasting liquid supplement originally developed for the U.S. military. It shifts the body's metabolism to preserve glycogen stores during extreme endurance efforts. What is this supplement called?
What team uses it? Just World Tour
Modern
teams?
World Tour teams.
And what is it? Okay, what does it do again?
It shifts the body's metabolism to preserve glycogen stores during extreme endurance efforts. It is a bad-tasting liquid supplement originally developed for the U.S. military.
No clue.
I don't know either.
I would take good old-fashioned ketones. It is exogenous ketones.
Oh.
Yeah. I've never tried them.
I think they're going out of fashion, too.
I think so,
Yeah.
too.
I remember we had David on, and he talked about them. He was just like,
it's
don't
not
bother.
so good.
Yeah, don't bother.
There's no data that says it really does work. Empirical.
Okay, I got 2 questions left, gentlemen. First one, of the numbers game. In the 1980s, if you bought a high-end French frame like a Peugeot and wanted to install standard pedals, you could not. Standard English pedals were 9/16 by 20 TPI. What was the exact highly frustrating thread sizing for vintage French cranks and pedals? This is hard. These are both hard.
I think that's can't be 5/16.
It's 14 millimeters
14.
by 1.25.
That was the other guess is 14 mil, but I wouldn't have got that.
If any of you get this last one, I will give both of you 10 points. The final question, because I said they got harder.
Yeah.
Aerodynamics is everything now. When a modern pro goes into the wind tunnel, engineers are trying to reduce a specific metric known as their CDA, don't say Coeur d'Alene, which usually sits around 0.18 to 0.22 for a time trial position. What do the letters CDA actually stand for?
Coefficient, drag. Do you know what the A stands for?
Efficiency.
Efficiency?
It's with an A.
CDA, yeah. Coefficient, drag. I don't know. We can tag team this.
Yeah. Coefficiency, drag.
Anomaly.
I
don't know.
I am blown away that you got coefficient and drag. Dude,
Just-
that's just impressive. This is
My dad was a pilot, so that CDA was
What
always
is the
used
A?
because it's all used in aerodynamics.
Algorithm?
coefficient of drag multiplied by frontal area.
Oh, damn.
Area.
Yeah.
That was
Holy shit. Jackson, I'm going to give you 2 points just for getting that.
Appreciate that.
Just for getting that far. So Paul ends up with 8. Jackson ends up with 5. The entire thing was rigged for Paul. I didn't do it intentionally. Jackson, you got hosed. You got screwed. You can cry over a big, huge, one of those long, tall drinks in Las Vegas.
There we go.
Are you going to drink anything wild like that on your trip?
No, but they do say that instead of going to the bars, like since it's an open, you can walk around open
Yeah,
container.
oh, absolutely.
Going to the convenience stores and like getting things to walk around with.
Yeah.
Because that's way cheaper. So.
You probably don't remember this, but with that trip we took, you wanted one of those long glasses.
Yeah.
And so I think it was like 11:30 or midnight, and you and I left our hotel room, and we walked at least 45 minutes to get to this one vending place that sold them. And I got a margarita the size of my head, and you got a virgin margarita the size of my head. And we walked all the way back with those cups. And I think we left them in our hotel room.
Probably.
And I think the drinks then were like $30 each.
Yeah.
It was just insane. Yeah. Vegas. Las Vegas. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Well, I have no final K for this week because we did a whole lot of other stuff, so we don't need to, and that's not the right one, is it? This is the right one. So there we go. Just like that, we've come to the end of another episode. For those of you paying attention, the best week in cycling kicks off on Sunday and ends at the Velodrome next Sunday. We will be here watching. How about you guys? And we got to find out how many people we want to bang the drum and bring into the studio this time, because I think most of our people are gone. Yeah. Jackson's not going to get up early. You never have come.
Nope.
We've got the waffle maker usually makes an appearance on Paris-Roubaix Sunday, so that'll be a great thing. And last year, Flanders was here, wasn't he?
Did I bring my dog?
Last year. Yeah, he was here last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I remember that.
That's right.
Yeah. And Bender was just like, why does it smell so good down here?
Yeah.
You guys, thank you very much. As stated, next week's show I will be doing from an RV in the middle of a campground surrounded by redneck fishermen. So wish me luck that I stay alive. And things like that, and the training will hopefully go well, and we'll come back, and I'll be hopefully fast enough to hold on to you guys this year. So we'll see what that has. And then the week after that is Twilight Series, right?
It is.
Holy Christ!
Get your speed.
Crutch. Yeah,
gotta get your speed in.
Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for that. Maybe I can hold the watch to just keep up with it. So
what day are you getting back?
Saturday. No, Friday. I'm getting back on Friday. So Saturday and Sunday, I will ride
catch on with us. And
exactly.
There we go.
Full gas ahead.
Yeah. Gentlemen, have a wonderful 2 weeks. I'm sure I'll talk to you, but and then we'll go from there. Go Flanders. There we go.
All righty.